We are making some 12 by 12 inch parquet panels out of rift and quarter sawn white oak, new growth. These are 3/8 inch thick by 1 inch wide by 4 inch long and 2 inch long. I forget the name of the pattern, Haden Hall, I believe, but I call it the swastika. This is new growth milled material from my friend's mill here in Ohio with Ohio grown wood. Amish grown actually up north in Findlay, Ohio. The wood is grown with love and milled by really kind and loving Amish folk, and then my friend buys the wood in raw form from them. I believe in like 5/4 board usually, and then he will mill it down. This was our first handmade parquet project that we teamed up on, his mill and me making it. It's my client, but when I knew that I needed this material, Tuscarora Wood Midwest came to mind immediately because they're my favorite. But I also knew that these things come pre-made, so I got a couple samples, one from Hardwood and another from another place that I don't even remember, and the price was okay, but the quality wasn't great. They would have installed that right there. Like, you see that missing corner? They would have installed that. And whatever, I'll trowel fill this whole floor. I've got little gaps too. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I'm also not going to give anything questionable to my clients. This material ended up being, rather than only milled, like the original intentions were, and like the ones from the other samples were, only milled and sawn. This material actually ended up getting sanded on all 4 sides. If you've ever heard the term S4S, that's described material like this. And I'll grab my caliper over here because it's interesting just how precise the measurements are in something like this when you're using industrial equipment to manufacture things. You can get it super accurate. So 3/8 of an inch is actually 375 thousandths, and so this comes in at 385 thousandths, so it's only 10 thousandths over, which I would prefer. That gives me a little bit extra to sand. I cut the lengths on these, so 3.9995, so it's only half of a human hair off of the exact 4 inches that it's supposed to be. And then Cody in his shop did this dimension at 1 inch, and his is perfect. So I can guarantee that those measurements would not have been that way on the samples that I got. And actually, the samples that I got are still at my client's house, and when I go there Monday to start this job, I will ask for those, and we can deconstruct them in a video, and we can just see how the quality compares of this handmade, Ohio-made product versus the internet purchase. Like I said, this is a ton of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it. I get to cut all the lengths. I get to work in my garage, which is a dream come true. I get to work with material purchase from a friend's business on Small Business Saturday, which is amazing. And then I get to install these things for some really cool clients that are nice and friendly and excited about it. And then I'll sand and finish it with some Pro Coat Uno Coat, American made hard wax oil. And this will be an American made floor top to bottom all the way through the process. Handcrafted by somebody who loves hardwood with all of their heart and soul. And in my opinion, it's a piece of artwork that you get to live on. And I know that's kind of grandiose, and I'm okay with you calling me an idiot and telling me to fuck off for saying that it's artwork, because, you know, it is just a floor, and I always remind myself and my friends of that when they start taking themselves too seriously. But it is my art. It's my expression of art, at least, and it's something that I truly love to do. So you can have both at the same time. You can make fun of it, and you can not take it seriously, but you can also consider it art. And I think if you can balance those, that's awesome. At the end of the day, we're fucking walking on this stuff, so how serious can you take it? But that being said, it can also look really, really good while we walk on it, and that's the point. And if you can make a floor that catches people's attention in a way that makes them happy, then I think it is art, because you affected somebody emotionally by a creation that you made. And hopefully your intention was to get a positive emotion out of them. But it's not for me to judge if that was your intention, because if you made art, it's your expression of your emotions. And that's what's really cool about art. And that's what's really cool about getting to make art for a living, for yourself. I haven't had a boss in, oh, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 years, something like that. I will never have a boss again for as long as I live. And, you know, whether I'm doing stuff like this or retired, I don't care if I'm pushing a broom, or literally shoveling shit when I'm 80 years old. As long as I'm doing it for myself, that's freedom and happiness to me. So I hope you guys learned something listening to me yammer, and I hope you found it interesting watching me build these parquet panels.